Hi there, it's me, it's Mike, and I've got a twofer for you today. I didn't just get these, I got these a couple days ago, but I'm just now getting around to doing a video on them. So let's take a look at the second and third of the Phantom Menace Galaxy line, Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala. We're going to start with number 2 because I like to go in numerical order. I like my life just to have order like that. It just makes sense. This is Anakin Skywalker as he appears in The Phantom Menace, played by Jake Lloyd. Jake Lloyd, who was sadly bullied for his part, a part that he did to the best of his ability. I watched him in Jingle All the Way. He's not a bad actor. He wasn't a bad actor. Anyways, Jake Lloyd, if you're watching this, for some reason, I thought you did a good job.
I was glad to meet you too.
On the side, we have the mural. On this side would be Jar Jar Binks. On the back here, we have a little blurb, as always. It says, discovered as a young boy on Tatooine by Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker had the potential to become one of the most powerful Jedi ever. I don't want to spend too much time looking at the box. We've seen boxes before. Let's go ahead and crack him open. Here we have Anakin Skywalker. For what he is, they really nailed it. I mean, he looks like Jake Lloyd.
Yippee!
His clothes are pretty well sculpted. There's a lot of folds. I mean, this is what he was wearing in episode 1. It's just his little Tatooine slave boy outfit. I'm glad the Jabba the Hutt wasn't dressing him, I guess, now that I think about him being in a slave outfit. The hair and the face are really, really good. I think they really nailed Jake Lloyd. The hair, though, is fantastic. Like, look at the dry brushing, the coloring in there. It's really well done. And same with the rest of him. I mean, if you look at all the folds and wrinkles in his clothes, you can tell that there's some depth to it because there is a wash. And I said dry brush, but I meant a wash on the hair. There's not a lot to it in terms of articulation. I mean, he does have an overlay over the top. I don't think he has a butterfly joint in there, and I don't think he really needs to, I guess. He does have this like really crazy ab crunch here, and I think that is because it'll help him sit down a little bit better, although these rubber skirt parts always hinder that so much, and I hate that Hasbro does that. But I also think that having this be soft goods would look terrible, so I don't know what the good solution is, but it does hinder him sitting down. I like that you can see his little necklace thing underneath here. I don't know if you can really get that. Let me see if I can. There we go. It definitely has like a look of, maybe it's just the shirt underneath there, but there's some good detailing in there, which I really like. And then, of course, we just have the wraps and his boots. Again, there's really not a lot to take a look at here. On the back of his belt, we have some pouches. And that's it. That's it for Anakin Skywalker. And so let's talk about his accessory. And I did say accessory because the only thing he comes with is this backpack. Now, the backpack, it doesn't open. It feels like it should open. Like, it feels like this is a seam and it should pop open. But does it also feels like on the bottom here, these should pop off for like maybe easier clearance. I've tried to pull them, but I don't want, it feels like they're glued in. There's not a lot of give there, and I don't want to break anything. It's like one of those little cargo things that go on the top, like hard shell. He's got a little like water bottle on the back and whatever this little pouch thing is. There's not a lot of paint on it, which I'm going to be honest, it's kind of a bummer. I'm going to be real honest that this is all he comes with. First of all, I mean, he's Anakin Skywalker. Little Annie, he's so small, and you're paying normal price for a figure that's half the size of all the others. And then they give him one accessory, and it's a backpack, which, you know, that is something he wore in the movie, but it's also something he wore for like 2 minutes in the movie. I mean, you see him wearing it when he's running in the sand, and Darth Maul almost runs him over for some reason. And if you think about that, Darth Maul doesn't know who that is. Darth Maul isn't like, oh, I know who Anakin Skywalker is, I'm going to take him out or whatever. He just was like, I see a kid, I'm just going to run over a kid. But that's like the only time he's really wearing the backpack. So they come with that backpack, and you can put it on, you can take it off. It does make him a little back heavy. Nothing you can't compensate for. You know, I like having Anakin Skywalker. He is a character I want in my collection, But $25 for this and nothing else? It's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
I know obviously he doesn't have his pod racer, but you could give him his pod racer helmet or the helmet that he wore in the Naboo fighter.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
Either one of those would have been fantastic accessories just to put on his head or swap out, however you want to do it, like just something. Absolutely something would have been better than just a backpack. Obviously they could have gone the road of making it a 2-pack, either with a C-3PO, a naked C-3PO, or with his mom. I think a pit droid would have been a good pack-in. Not even a full pit droid, because, he's so small. A full pit droid is about the same height as Anakin here. This is the pit droid that came with the, I think the Disney Park droid pack here. But, they didn't have to give him a full pit droid. Even maybe just one of the pit droids that's, like, folded up.
Hey! Hit the nose.
Literally anything would have been nice. But accessories aside, I think that he looks good. He's a good figure and a necessary component to your collection if you want a Phantom Menace collection or a prequel collection, or if you just want to show like the evolution of Darth Vader from little Annie Skywalker to, child-killing murderer. This is a necessary step in the Star Wars mythos. I don't love this figure. I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5. It looks great. It's not getting anything off because of its looks. It's getting everything off because of value, perceived value. If it had come like this, it would have been a 5 out of 5. If it had come with a pit droid and a little Anakin Skywalker, or just a folded up pit droid that doesn't unfold, 5 out of 5. But just as it is, 3 out of 5 easily. So enough of the small fry. Let's take a look at the hottie. I feel weird saying that because I think she's like 14 here. But in my defense, I'm pretty sure she was 17 when she filmed this, or at least when the movie came out. And that was the same age I was. And I had the biggest crush on Natalie Portman at the time, which was age appropriate. I only am crushing on an age appropriate Natalie Portman. I'm just saying that right now. Don't look at me like I'm weird. This is Padme Amidala. This is how she looks at the end of the movie after her ruse has been uncovered that she was secretly the queen the whole time. And you might be thinking, Mike, how could they not know she was the queen? Her last name's Amidala. Well, it's not. It's actually like Naberi. It's weird. I don't understand. I don't care enough to look it up. This is the side mural. Just to see what we're going with here. This is the Anakin Skywalker next to it. Now here is going to go the Droideka Destroyer droid, which I will definitely do a video on when I get. And then after that, we don't know, but it looks like that character has a lightsaber. So we'll see. On the back, we've got the little blurb. It says Padme Amidala was a courageous, hopeful leader serving as queen and then senator of Naboo, and was also handy with a blaster. That's more of an overarching description of her as a person, not specifically in this movie or even just in this outfit. This is the outfit she wore when they were raiding her castle, the palace or whatever. Is it a palace? Castle? Isn't the same thing? This is what they wore when they were taking it back from the Trade Federation Nemoidians. Hi there, it's Editing Mike from the future. In this video review, I talk a lot about how great Hasbro got this look. And after watching scenes, they missed a lot. And I just want to point out, as you can see here, there's a lot of red on the inside of Padme's outfit. It's just not there. There's a lot of color it's missing, and that's what was bugging me. It's missing a lot of deco that it really should have to make it accurate to the screen. It is not accurate. But while it's not accurate to the screen, I did find this image, and it does look accurate to this. And I think this is what Hasbro is using when creating this figure. You can see that the inside of the sleeve isn't as red. It's more of a pink. And then the inside of her skirt area is so dark that it's hard to see that it is red. So I think that that's what happened with this figure. And before I crack this open, I just want to point out she comes with an alternate hand, just like her first figure, the one from episode 2 came with. And there's this whole thing about Hasbro not wanting to show figures like hands in packages. Maybe not Hasbro, but people can say it's a Lucasfilm thing. But here we are, there's a severed hand right here in the package. So I don't know how much water that holds because it's clearly, I guess it's right here. Maybe they're loosening up on that or have loosened up on that. Anyways, let's get this open and take a look at her. Okay, so here we have Padme. And I gotta say, just like Anakin, she looks pretty good here. I think her face looks really, really good. The original photo we saw when they had first announced her, it didn't look great. But in hand, I think it looks pretty good. And you know what? The same was actually true for her first Padme as well. And I think this looks even better. Of course, they've had a little while to perfect the sculpt on Padme, but also this is her a couple years older. So, technically 10 years older to be, in the timeline wise. But in real life, it was only a little bit older. But she looks fantastic. She's got a wide range of movement on the head. She's got, normal stuff on the arm, a pretty deep bend here, some swivel. I don't think she has a real butterfly joint. I think that's just give on the joint. She's got a great torso joint. Lots of movement there. She's got a pretty decent kick out. She's got no upper thigh movement, which is kind of a new thing Hasbro's been doing. We got a nice single bend on the knee, as well as a swivel, as well as a decent spread with both her feet on the ground. I didn't point this out with Anakin. His, not so much. His ankle bends aren't great, and I think that's because of the sculpt on his little anklet socks, the workout socks he's wearing here. Deco-wise, she looks pretty good. Obviously, the paint on the face is good. The outfit itself is rather plain, with the exception, obviously, of this gold band that goes all the way up and down. And it's not just paint. It's actually, let me see if I can get this in here. It's actually sculpted all over and painted really, really well. So I like the deco there. She also has a nice little belt buckle with some details molded on and the little paint, the silver paint on there. Also on her boots, she's got some weathering, just to make it look like, she's been running through the mud, the dirt, she's seen some action. But let's take a look at some accessories. First, we have this blaster with I think it's got the Ascension gun. I don't know if it is the Ascension gun or if this is the Ascension part that hooks onto the blaster. It's a more robust, beefy blaster that she uses when she's running and gunning. Look at those sights. She means business here. And this is the hand that she has packed onto here. And I'll bring that up why. Obviously, we know why. We're going to talk about that. But this is the hand that's meant to fit the big gun because it is a bigger hand. So it fits right into that larger hand. There's a lot of great paint on this blaster. It's got a lot of silver and brown and kind of a dark gunmetal gray or black. So the paint work on the blaster is really, really nice. She does have this alternate hand right here that just pops out. The new hand pops right in. Very easy. And she comes with her more traditional Naboo blaster. So it's nice that she comes with that. My one complaint is just a gray plastic, which, it works for what it is, but it was a lot shinier in the movie, and I would have liked maybe more of a nice paint job. And if you haven't gotten this yet, I will say be careful of getting this out of the package because this barrel is very, very thin, very, very flimsy. You got to be careful about getting that out of the package so you don't break it. Also, just in general, be careful with that. As far as accessories about what she could have come with, I honestly can't think of anything else. She comes with both blasters she used. She's got everything she needs. I think this is fine. I think for what it is, a standard $25 price, she's got a good amount of articulation. She's got a great deco. She's got great sculpting, great likeness, and 2 blasters and a hand to accommodate it. It's really hard to say that this is a bad figure. I did want to kind of show her next to the episode 2 version here. She comes with the same blaster, I believe. I actually haven't checked. It's a little bit shorter on the barrel, but it's also got some paint on it. That's what I was saying. This is a silver paint, and there's paint on the handle where there isn't any paint on this blaster, which is weird because this one has so much paint on it, and there's not a lot of paint on her. I feel like they definitely could have painted the blaster if they wanted to. That is the episode 2 Padme next to it. They're about the same height. Maybe just a smidge taller here, but again, there is canonically a 10-year difference between her and both. I will say I used to think this was a great likeness. Now, this is so much better of a likeness, it's not even funny. Like, I don't even know, like from the angle this looks like Padme, from the side this looks like Padme, but straight on, that looks like Padme, and I honestly don't even know who that looks like. So here we have Anakin and Padme, future lovers, but not current lovers. People go, oh, it's so gross. He's 9, she's 14. But you know what? He's got a crush on her, but like, what little kid doesn't have a crush on a pretty older girl? That's very normal. I had so many crushes on older girls when I was 10. But in 10 years, he's 19. She's what? 25. It's not as weird. It's still a little weird, but it's not as weird. Here's the episode 1 crew kind of, oops, oh my goodness. This is the episode 1 crew if you're kind of looking to see what they all look like together. It looks pretty good. If you're wondering about the robes, I got those from Josh's Custom Capes. They're wired. They're a little thick, but they're good. They're good quality. Don't have to worry about them falling off, but they look pretty good. I definitely like the look of Jar Jar with Anakin here, and now that I think about it, they could have just packed them together. He doesn't have to come with any of the accessories he came with. Just put Anakin and Jar Jar together. 0 accessories would have been great. I mean, they're sort of a duo in here anyway, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But I mean, they did it. They did it for money. That's why they did it. It's not my favorite Star Wars movie by far, but it is the Star Wars movie I saw the most in theaters. Fun fact. Let me know down the downstairs area, would you like to see more episode 1 figures, and which ones would you like to see? Or do you not plan on picking up any episode 1 figures? Obviously, I did.
Going for a score here, I'm going to give her a 3.75 out of 5. I initially scored her a lot higher, but after reviewing what she looked like in the movie, I'm going to lower it from a 4.5 down to a 3.75. Missing that deco, the red on the inside of the skirt, the red on the end of the sleeve, the gold line down her legs, it really is an issue. Also, I really do wish that her gun had more of a silver paint job. And she does tend to fall over a little bit. So 3.75.
If you're looking for these in the US anyway, they are fan channel exclusive. I got mine from Hasbro Pulse just because that's who shipped them to me first. This is supposed to be a prequels year, so hopefully we'll get that. I know we got Ki-Adi-Mundi and the Phase 1 Clone Trooper on the new body coming up soon, as well as that droideka I mentioned. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Anyways, let me know down the downstairs area what you think. Like, share, subscribe. I'd love to take a moment and thank these people here for helping me on a Patreon. If you want to hear more from me, you could check out my podcast, Black Series Cantina, where my co-host Zach and I talk Black Series every other week. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.